Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.
Thank you. Mr. Ciscomani.
Thank you, Chairman, and glad to see you in this committee as well. I know you've been serving for a while, and it was great serving with you on FSGG, so great to be working with you here as well. Thank you. And thank you, Secretary Buttigieg, for being here today. First, I actually want to thank you, offer you our gratitude in Arizona for, it's great to see the I-10, as you know, a main corridor here for us in our state, both for commerce and for tourism, for safety reasons, all of the above, receive a desperately needed funding for widening earlier this year. So I want to thank you for that. The grant will go a long way in improving safety, travel, and commerce, like I mentioned. This was long overdue, so I do want to once again thank your department for prioritizing this important issue for Arizona. Now, Mr. Secretary, I'm sure you're aware that there was recently a major train derailment along the Arizona-New Mexico border in which a train carrying cars of hazardous material fell off the tracks, caught fire, and consequently closed down parts of the I-40, which is an essential route for trade and commerce. Many Arizona and New Mexico residents, as well as Navajo Nation tribal members, have been evacuated from their homes, and many more are concerned about the health effects that this derailment will have on their neighborhoods moving forward. While I'm grateful for the fact that local first responders took immediate and effective action to ensure that no one was injured, train derailment after train derailment should not be the new normal. In America, our transportation safety standards should be the gold standard, but the American people are rightfully beginning to lose faith in that standard when they see incidents like this one in Arizona putting their communities at risk. What are you specifically changing within your department to ensure something like this never happens again?
Well, thank you for the question. I passionately agree that there needs to be more done to secure rail safety and to prevent derailments and other accidents. In regards to this particular incident, that day I was in touch with the leadership of the Navajo Nation as well as Arizona and New Mexico. Our FRA administrator was on site yesterday and will continue to engage. That stretch of I-40 is back open, but there continue, of course, to be effects due to that derailment and that fire. Within the department, we've taken a number of steps, some of which we were working on from day one, others accelerated in the wake of the East-Palestine, Ohio derailment. That's included focused inspection programs, including a focused review of the phase-in of robust tank cars that can handle the transportation of hazardous materials, as well as a route assessment for high-hazard flammable trains. Railroad by railroad, we've been conducting safety assessments and acting on the findings of those assessments. And I'm pleased to note that just a couple of days ago, we welcomed a new partner to our C3RS, or Confidential Close Call Reporting System, as BNSF agreed to join that pilot following the lead of Norfolk Southern. I will say, though, that the overall rates are an extreme concern. With the exception of Norfolk Southern, we have not seen a dramatic reduction in derailments in the last year with Class 1 railroads. In fact, for many, if not all of them, the rate has gone up. That's one reason that I take every opportunity to renew my urgent call for Congress to act on the Bipartisan Railway Safety Act. We will continue to do everything that we can that doesn't require an act of Congress, but given that it's been more than a year since East Palestine, we strongly believe that it is time for Congress to act, because that bipartisan legislation would give us a stronger hand and more tools to try to drive down that accident rate. I don't think most Americans realize that there were derailments on a daily basis in this country until what happened in Ohio, and every community that lives near a railroad, including where I grew up, is asking whether they're safe.
Well, I agree with you that there's a heightened attention on this, and certainly in Arizona, we're seeing the effects of the rates that you're mentioning. I do want to urge you and your team to prioritize rail safety, which it seems that you have a clear understanding of the rates going up on that, and get boots on the ground as soon as possible to see what the community is dealing with in Arizona as soon as you can. And as a result of this incident, analyze how DOT can do better moving forward, which by your notes, it seems that that's what you're doing. I'd love to work with you on this. And I do have another question, but we're running out of time, and I know votes were called, sir. So we'll it may take more than 30 seconds, so I'll wait for the second round if that's okay.
Ms. Wexton.